a deal. Some law firms are starting to face that very choice as President Trump wages a new war against big law. Already, the prominent Paul Weiss firm agreed to pro bono work in legal causes for the administration. It came after the president revoked the firm's all important national security clearance. The conflict is apparently now resolved. But Trump is making it clear that other law firms try to fall in line.
I just think that the law firms have to behave themselves, and we've proven that. We have others that want to make a settlement also. They, having to do with the election and other things, they behave very badly, very wrongly, and I appreciate the one, these are the biggest firms, and they all came back realizing that they did wrong.
Back with me, National Security Attorney Mark Zaid. Okay, so what does behave mean?
I'm not a big law firm, so I'm not going to cave to the President of the United States. Wow, what does that mean? I guess it means to do what he wants rather than to actually represent our clients.
What's the risk of that?
Ah,
My question is almost rhetorical, but go ahead.
right. Well, as Congressman Kinzer said, where he said he lost his security clearance Friday, even though he didn't have one because members of Congress don't have security clearances. I've lost my clearance. I was in that same message from the White House Friday night. For the third time I have apparently lost my security clearance. In fact, I'm the only one of the group of people so far, of the lawyers, who generally is up against every administration. I'm not a partisan. I go after every administration since the Clinton administration.
But losing a security clearance can be very detrimental to any practice. Why have you been able to survive that theoretically as opposed to big law?
So, well, they're more about money than, frankly, that I am, although money's great. It's nice to have, as Elon Musk knows. It has come down to really, I have so much work to do, and there's so many cases that the ones it really hurts for me are the federal employees. There's not many of us who have security clearances as private lawyers. The reason why I would is because my clients, I'm an employment lawyer, but I'm an employment lawyer for spies, American spies, people who work at the CIA, the NSA, the FBI, and I have held this clearance for a quarter century, and I know how to handle properly classified information. I know how to protect it, and I do so in defending my clients at their agencies when they are facing whatever issue it could be, an investigation, civil, administrative, criminal, security clearance, disciplinary actions. And I know how to do it in a way that protects the national security interests of the United States, but also the due process rights of the individual employee, which is why the government gives me the privilege of holding the clearance, including the Trump administration, the first one. In fact, the Trump administration increased my access to classified information a year after I represented the intelligence community whistleblower, which is what he's so pissed off about, that led to his first impeachment, increased my access to what's called TSSCI, top secret sensitive compartmented information. That's the highest level you could have. And it was the Trump administration who gave it to me.
And we saw what happened on Friday night about this, but there's also, speaking of just lawyers more broadly and who he values and who he seems to want to silence in some way in terms of clearances, he just tapped his personal lawyer, Alina Habba, to be the interim U.S. attorney for New Jersey. What is your response to that?
But she has clearly been very skillful for him. She's great camera-wise. She's great from a presenter. Is she qualified to be the interim U.S. attorney? Look what her background is. I don't think I'm qualified to be an interim U.S. attorney, and I've got 35 years worth of experience. It's concerning because so many of his legal team, people I've been litigating against for years, are now all in the administration at some of the highest levels of government. When we look at what is Trump trying to do with the lawyers, he's Dick the Butcher. People don't know what that is anymore, but it's a Shakespeare character from Henry VI. Everybody knows the saying, "Let's kill all the lawyers." We all have heard it when we were in law school and just at TV shows, movies, and it's always used in a derogatory fashion. You lawyers, you're sleaze. I think Trump called me that once, if I remember, a sleazeball. You're all sleaze, you're ambulance chasers, you should all die. Well, That's actually a compliment because the character was saying it being an authoritarian. He needed to kill the lawyers because the lawyers were going to stop him. And that's what this administration is trying to do to myself and my colleagues.
Unbelievable to think about where we are. Thank you so much, Mark.
Thanks a lot.